You're listening to Mr. Credit on San Diego 1700 with local credit expert Derek Evans. Now, live in studio, Mr. Credit.
Mr. Credit, we are live and local here in San Diego, bringing you the most important hour in radio. Because we're telling you everything they don't want you to know when we say they. Of course, we're talking about the big ugly government, Wall Street gangsters, the big banks, the credit bureaus, the media. Debt settlement companies will get theirs today. Healthcare industry or anyone else who's trying to get at your hard-earned money by deceiving you or getting you to spend it unwisely. Go to MrCreditRadio.com if you want to send me an email or do a Facebook search for Mr. Credit, and you will find me there. At the first break, I will be posting a hilarious picture that I took this morning on Facebook. So if you do a search for Mr. Credit and add me as a friend, I'll add you, and you can see that picture. It's just darn right funny, guys. Trust me on this one, fellas. The ladies, you might think it's kind of funny. Guys, you're going to laugh your butts off, trust me. Got bad news, and don't know how else to say it, but baseball season's over. Went to the game last night, and it's just not pretty, man. We got professional major league hitters who cannot hit curveballs. We get the bases loaded, 3 guys strike out in a row, slider, slider, slider. It was really disappointing because the Cubs stink. I mean, the Cubs are no good. They're awful. In fact, let me give you their record real quick. 72-85. Cubs are 72-85. In the Central, which isn't a super... I mean, Cincinnati and St. Louis are obviously decent, but everyone else in that division stinks. So we can't beat the Cubs in crunch time. There's 5 games left in the season. We're 2 games behind San Francisco in the NL West now, with 5 games remaining. And we are a game and a half behind Atlanta for the wild card. So let me break the math down for you real quick. Basically, we have to go 4-1 on the way in. We have to, if we're going to get in the playoffs. So we got to win 4 out of the next 5. If we go 3-2, then we need Atlanta or San Francisco to basically take a dive and go 1-4 or 0-5 in the last 5 games. Very unlikely. Both teams solid. Nobody's clinched yet. They're still playing for their playoff lives too. So very unlikely that's going to happen. So I hate to be the bearer of bad news today, but my worst fear has come true, and it is that the Padres are not even going to make the playoffs. I don't want that to be the case. I'm not trying to, be the guy who said it. I told you so. I did tell you so, but that's not what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is it's over. Now, does that mean that, we shouldn't give it our last ghastly shot? No. I mean, we got to go and we got to root for them. But for all, realistic purposes, it's over. I mean, we have to go 4-1. Somebody else has to go 1-4. It's just super unlikely at this point. And Brooke's shaking her head. She's still a believer. It could happen. I'm not saying it couldn't, but I'm just telling you right now, I had the bad feeling. My gut is right on these things, and that's why I'm sad today. That and the fact that I'm such a lightweight. I go to the game last night. Me and William go to the game, and we're sitting like 20 rows behind home plate. It was really, really cool. We were super excited. It was really fun in the beginning, and then I drank like 4 beers total. Okay, 4 beers, and I mean it's like you think I had a whole 12-pack. I'm so buzzed, and I feel so bad today. It's just such a shame. I'm so old now. Let me cry for a second. I remember when I used to be able to drink 4 beers to get started. Now it's like stick a fork in me. It's 9:30. I've had 4 beers, and I'm Dundee. But it is what it is, and we definitely had a good time at the game. Ballpark's great. Petco's awesome. But unfortunately, the Padres just can't do it right now. They can't do it. They can't put it together. They can't get it done. You just have to get a couple of wins, and against a terrible team to start this week off. If they'd done that, we'd be sitting pretty, and they couldn't do it. So there you go. And I'm not the guy to be pessimistic. I'm just telling you when my gut tells me something, it's almost always correct. Today we've got several things to talk about. It's Debt Relief Wednesday. We're going to be talking about, there's a couple of stories here that I want to hit real quick. We also have the new California general election information that's come in Tuesday, November 2nd. Huge. I got my official voter information guide, which is, let me see if it has page 127 pages, by the way. 127 pages. If you want to try to read the whole thing yourself, feel free. I will give you the summation, the easy version.
We have clearance, Clarence. Roger. What's our vector, Victor?
In case that you prefer that versus the long-winded, legal 127-page version that comes in the mail, which isn't that easy to comprehend. But I will do it for you because I think it's important for everyone to know what's in there, what we're voting on, and it's important to vote. It really is, especially for the statewide election. You can make an argument that voting for the president makes no sense because the popular vote means nothing. But when it comes to this stuff, it means something. They count the votes, and those votes are the ones that determine what happens. So I'm going to give you all that information. Also, we're going to be doing some debt relief strategies. We're going to be talking about the two most important aspects of this program. Number one, putting money in your pocket or keeping it there. Number two, living a better life. Yahoo! Trying to avoid dumb mistakes. Don't! If we can do that, then we've done our job. If I can touch 2 or 3 people a day, I'll be very, very, very happy. Now, if it's the case, I'm going to start with this. Actually, you know what? Let's go into the first story. So I'm going to start with this because it makes more sense. Recession in the U.S. weighed on incomes, marriage, teen employment. Notice how right off the bat with this story, the assumption has been made with the headline that the recession is behind us. The worst U.S. recession since the Great Depression last year hurt almost every part of American life, from household finances to marriage rates and teenage employment, according to the Census Bureau figures. Median household income fell in 34 states, led by Michigan and Florida, up from 8, with declines the year before. Census Bureau said yesterday in an annual American Community Survey. Maryland had the highest income for a 4th consecutive year, blah, blah, blah. The 18-month recession, which ended in June 2009. They're telling us the recession's over. Let me explain something to you. The recession is far from over. Far from over. And these guys don't know what they're talking about.
I'll be watching you.
I got my eye on them for you, though. Don't you worry about that. Whether I'm still drunk from drinking 4 beers the night before or not, and I can't speak, I will still keep my eye on them for you, because we have to know the truth here, and the truth will set you free.
I want the truth.
They aren't going to give it to you. They aren't going to give it to you because it doesn't make anyone any money. Remember, everybody's trying to make money. So, keeping that in mind, what's the point of this? Who do you think is behind this? Who would publish such an article saying the recession is over? Who stands to gain from that? It's the same reason you see these stories, these conflicting stories. You see one story one day that says, oh yeah, credit card default rates are down. They're down significantly. Everybody's paying their credit card bills. Trying to trick you into thinking that your situation is uniquely bad, when that's not true. Listen, a ton of people right now are having financial difficulties for a lot of different reasons. Myself included. I own multiple businesses. It's been tough. It's rough out there. Don't let anybody tell you anything that isn't just the straight truth. You know I'm going to shoot you straight. It ain't been easy. But that's what happens. It's not always a cake ride. We get used to that here in this country because we live in such an amazing place, protected by such amazing people. Shout out to the military. Including frequent guest of the show, Andrew Paul, Navy SEAL. We love you, baby. And, we've got a lot of things that are going for us. But when things go against us, we don't know what to do because it hasn't been taught to us. Our generation, and really the last couple, haven't really had to deal with any really bad times. Think about, like, my grandparents, for example. They went through the real Great Depression, multiple world wars, Vietnam, all this stuff. We've had a pretty good life. We've had a terrorist attack once. And that's it. So, perspective. If things are going poorly for you, if you've got trouble making minimum payments on credit cards, if you've got a lot of credit card debt, collections, medical bills, all these things that can really weigh on you, if you got collectors calling your home, look, you don't have to deal with that. It's your legal right to eliminate those debts and move on to a better life. Did I mention it only takes 100 days with Chapter 7 bankruptcy and your credit score goes higher? Almost every single time. Do you see why I like it so much? Get rid of your debt, get a higher credit score, and be happy. Yahoo! Who wouldn't like that right now? Well, look, you can access this law and this information. Just call William McDonald with the McDonald Legal Group. 858-437-0103 to get your free consultation with William McDonald. Just tell him Mr. Credit sent you. Free consultation. You'll sit down with him, see how you can use the law to eliminate your debt. If you want to be debt-free, call 858-437-0103. It's not a scam. It's not some program. It's called Chapter 7 bankruptcy. You pay for the court costs, the attorney fee. It's a flat fee, and all of your debt, no matter how much you've got, unsecured debts are eliminated. You can keep your home. You can keep your cars. You can keep your retirement. You can even keep up to like 20 grand in your savings account. It's a totally amazing financial tool. Call William McDonald today, 858-437-0103, so you can become debt-free. When we come back on Mr. Credit Radio San Diego 1700, soon to be home of ESPN Radio and ESPN 1700. So we'll talk about when we come back more debt settlement strategies, including the actual debt settlement program. Is it something you should consider? Absolutely not. I'll tell you why when we come back.
If you have questions about your credit, call 858-673-4299. That's 858-673-4299 to speak with Mr. Credit, or go to MrCreditRadio.com.
With me, loving you, baby, no, and giving yourself to me can never be wrong if the love is true.
Are you sick and tired of just barely making the minimum payments on your credit cards? Do you have any idea how many years it will take for you to pay them off? Hi, Mr. Credit here. If you're robbing Peter to pay Paul, listen very closely. Filing for Chapter 7 bankruptcy protection could allow you to eliminate all of your credit card debt and typically only lasts about 3 months. Most likely, your credit score will go much higher afterward. The only person I recommend you speak with about this is William McDonald with the McDonald Legal Group. Call him right now. 858-437-0103. That's 858-437-0103. A 90-day late payment on a credit card will hurt your credit score as much as filing for bankruptcy will. So stop living paycheck to paycheck and call William right now for your free consultation. 858-437-0103. That's 858-437-0103.
This is Lisa with the McDonald Legal Group. We are a debt relief agency. We help people file for bankruptcy relief under the Bankruptcy Code.
You know, I've worked with plenty of different mortgage companies in San Diego, and while there are some who do a great job, there is only one that I can say is truly the best in the business. The Craig Sewing Lending Group provides an experience and expertise in real estate financing that is absolutely second to none. I've known Craig for a dozen years, and I know you would be satisfied working with him. Call 888-880-9500. That's 888-880-9500, or go to craigsewing.com if you're interested in buying real estate in Southern California. It's also worth considering the terms on your loan if you already own property. Rates are at levels that just absolutely boggle the mind right now, and chances are you could save some easy money here. Call Craig Sewing today, 888-880-9500, and tell him Mr. Credit sent you. That's 888-880-9500, or online at craigsewing.com.
This Saturday at 5 o'clock, number 1 Alabama hosts number 7 Florida right here on San Diego 1700.
Hey men, if you're facing a divorce, custody, or child support issue, don't go it alone. You need the professionals at 1-800-DIVORCE to help protect your rights.
This is Rick Jones of the law firm Goldberg & Jones. Selecting the right attorney for your divorce is one of the most important decisions a man can make. Even though your case may last only a few months, the impact lasts a lifetime. Our firm represents husbands and fathers in divorce, custody, and child support cases.
Call 1-800-DIVORCE. Get your phone questions answered at no charge. That's 1-800-DIVORCE, serving the entire greater San Diego area.
Call 1-800-DIVORCE.